Hello, Greg from Balloon Market here, and welcome to this Halloween show. As you can see, I dressed for the occasion. We are joined once again by Melanie Allen from Balloon Artworks. Melanie, hello.
Hi Greg, nice to be here. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. This freezing cold weather we're having here as we approach Halloween is terrible. I don't know if I've given it away. Am I being too subtle, dressed in a short sleeve shirt? I don't know. Anyway.
You've got the heating on, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a fire just roaring over there. Before we go any further, in case I forget, let's talk about your other videos that you've got, your Halloween series. Do you want to tell everybody about those before we show our Halloween design?
Yes, I've got two series, Halloween series, both twisting series. One is smaller models, so a witch, a devil, a vampire bug, where I show you how to make your own polka dot print balloons, so you never need to run out of polka dot balloons again. And another series which is deliveries and centerpieces, so I've got a Grim Reaper, a larger devil, a scarecrow, but they're all on my website, available through my website, so go check those out.
And your website is?
www.balloonartworks.co.uk.
Okay, and we will put that link down below as well. There you go. Now I don't have to remember it, but thank you so much. Right, what are you going to make for us today, Halloween related?
It's a Halloween display, great for deliveries, and also great as a base for a spooky balloon bouquet. So Halloween is one of the seasons that absolutely inspires me the most. So I kind of tend to have a cascade of ideas, and this is one that's I've come up with that I hope everyone will enjoy making.
Okay, let's do it.
Okie dokie, so we're going to be using 5-inch round black balloons to make the base. Mm-hmm. So it's the standard base. So the first layer inflated to 4 inches or 3 strokes of the Qualitex hand pump. Yep. And we're just going to make duplets, round those off, and then tie. So that's one duplet, and we want another duplet that's the same size as this one. So straight off the hand pump, otherwise you will start to lose air through the pump and your balloon will start to deflate. Yep. You need to take it off straight away and then just wrap the necks and nozzles around and tie. Okay, and place the two together and just twist around. And then we're going to make another cluster of 4, about 1/2 inch smaller. So we need another 4 black balloons, just inflating these to 3.5 inches or 2 strokes of the hand pump. And very quick to do.
Do you ever use your digital inflator for, small balloons like this and bases, or do you always use your hand pump?
It depends what I'm doing. When I'm filming tutorials, I often use my hand pump because lots of people don't have the digital equipment. Yeah. When I'm doing a job for a client and I'm inflating a lot more balloons, I'll use my premium twin air, which I just love. It's probably one of the top 3 things that I've ever bought for my business. So. So just take one of the nozzles and pass that through the base and wrap around, because I've heard people say it's like, the equivalent of having another member of staff. Yeah. They're absolutely right. There's no exaggeration there. I remember when I first started out, and the first inflator that I've still got, it's a little yellow round thing. You can inflate 1 balloon at a time. And again, I do use that when I'm filming tutorials for my YouTube channel, because it doesn't take up very much room on the small table that I have, so it's quite handy, and I'm not inflating many balloons. Yeah. And again, it makes the videos more accessible to a wider audience. But I fondly remember the first largest job that I had, and I needed to inflate 300 11-inch rounds to 8 inches with this thing, and it took me 3 hours. And after that job, I then bought the premium cool air, which is wonderful, and that's brilliant if you're doing organic decor. But then after doing a couple of spiral garland balloon arches with that machine, I thought, just stop messing around, get the proper kit, go buy the premium twin air, and yes, it's a lot of money, but it is well worth it. And the aftercare that you get from John Bowler at Premium is absolutely second to none. If there's any problem at all, I can't fault the service you get from Premium. So
for everybody that doesn't know, Premium is an American company, but John Bowler, who from Bapia, those of you that are familiar with Bapia, he also works for Premium as their representative here in the UK. And it just means, as Melanie says, if anything goes wrong, if you've got any questions about it, you can always, if you bought them from us, you can contact us and we talk directly to John, or you can always talk to John. He's very, very accessible, and it just gives you that level of service and the confidence to spend what's quite a large amount of money, to be fair, on a digital piece of equipment. So yes, just a little insider knowledge for you if you are considering buying an electric inflator. John is here in the UK, and he does take them and repair them, send them back to America if necessary, and all of that. So yeah, they're great.
Definitely well worth the investment if you're serious about your business, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there's your very simple, straightforward base, and we've got a sand weight. I've got a video on how to make sand weights. Up to 1 kilo in weight. So this one's the smallish one. So just keep hold of the neck and nozzle as you pull it through the centre of the base. Pull it through, and then just wrap that around. It's easier if you do this on a table rather than trying to sort of wave it around in the air. There you go, that's all connected. Okay, so there's your weighted base.
Yeah. I've got to ask you, Melanie, how big is a kilogram sand weight?
It's probably about that big. I use that sort of size when I'm doing my marquee number displays. So I find a kilo sand weight is a good weight for a marquee number, and you don't need to add anything extra, and you can go quite tall with that kind of weight, provided you've got a large enough footprint. So that's the other thing. If you're going tall, you need the weight in the base, but you also need a decent sized footprint, otherwise they'll fall over.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so this is a Onyx Black 260. We're inflating to a tail of a couple of fingers, and then just letting quite a bit of air out, because I can feel my balloon here is more inflated here than the other end, which is another thing you tend to get when using the Legenda. So give everything a squeeze, and then you want to very roughly split this in half. Okay. Give that a twist, and then I'm just passing that split in between those two balloons, those two clusters in the base, and then just swapping them over. At this point, I'm just going to roll the knot slightly. So provided you've not pulled that knot too tightly, you should be able to just roll that knot along, and it will give you a little more bit of balloon there. And then I'm just going to spiral, candy cane these two balloons together until I get to about here. I'm going to give that one a bit of a squeeze just to make it a little bit longer, and then take your knot and nozzle and just bend that round and wrap it around. Okay, and then pass that knot and nozzle through the centre. Yeah. And then just take hold of the tip here on this one and do the same thing. So you're just wrapping those around. Okay? Cool. So you've got two loops, and then we're going to take one of these vampire heads just inflate. And then I like to downsize these until the head is kind of nice and round.
Mm-hmm.
And then twist. And then just wrap that into the neck there. Okay?
Simple.
Yes, and then we're taking a white 260. So let that down a little bit to about a 2-3 finger tail.
Mm-hmm.
And again, just let some of the air out here because it's a bit more inflated there. Tie that off. Give it a bit of a squeeze and a stretch. And then again, roughly split that in half. We're doing the same thing, passing this under a couple of the balloons on the top layer, swapping them over. Again, I'm just going to stretch that neck, just to give myself a bit more room there, and spiral those around until you get to about this point. And then you can just wrap that one over again, pass the knot and nozzle through, and do the same thing, just take hold of the tip, wrap that around, and if you can, pass it through. That's just going to help secure that.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got the little shoulders there. And then I've got one of these skull prints. So these are the Qualitex Halloween faces.
Yep.
That I believe you stock. So again, I like these to be round. And then again, I'm just going to wrap that into the shoulders there. So, and then we've got one more character to add. So again, 3-4 finger tail. And splitting that roughly in half. You probably guess what we're doing.
I can. Yeah. You're going to put that in there and you're going to twist it.
there's a pattern forming. So, and then pull the neck and nozzle. My philosophy,
that's a good word.
that's without a drink. Philosophy, if I can say the word, is why make it hard if it doesn't need to be. So,
Yeah.
you know, if there's an easy way to make a design, well, you know, let's do it that way. No need
Absolutely.
to overcomplicate things. And then we'll just pass that through and do the same thing here. Okie dokie.
I think you need an orange one. Oh,
Funny-
there
funny
you
should
go.
say that. We're going to do something slightly different with this. So I've got a little bit of an oddment, a bit of 260 oddment just left over, just tying a knot and then tying a second knot, the same spot, and then I'm just going to trim off the 260 either side of that knot. So these are called raisins.
Mm-hmm.
And we're just going to put that into that pumpkin head. Okay, inflate. So just again downsize. So I want the pumpkin head to be soft enough so that I can easily pinch some of the latex here. So that will kind of guide you as to the sort of size that you need.
Okay.
And then I'm going to take a 160 and cut off about 2-3 inches maybe off the front. I will see if I can get the cut end off my no, it's just going to be too tricky to get the cut end off onto the legenda. So I'm using the pocket pump, and this is pretty much the only time I use the pocket pump, when I've actually cut the nozzle off.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so, and we're going to make 3 loops of 2 to 3 fingers. They don't have to be all the same size. Oops, not coming down, don't worry. We twist, and to stop that happening, just take hold of that tail and wrap it round, and that's going to help secure everything. Make a 3rd loop. Pop it.
You might need to do that again.
Oh, that's never happened. That's never happened before. So I will just get another balloon.
You're very organised with the
You
plastic
could
bags and everything.
You could sing to the audience whilst they're just
No, I couldn't.
waiting.
I got rejected from the choir when I was age 6. It was very disappointing.
This must have been a thing in the northwest of England, because I had to make up the numbers in the choir at school, but I was told not to sing. So
I don't know which is worse, getting rejected or getting accepted and being told not to sing. You know the
not
thing.
to sing. I was,
The thing for me, my friend Tony, who came along for moral support, he got in. He didn't even want to be in. I was very upset.
well, I used to get clarinet lessons at school, and the deal was that if you had music lessons, then you had to be in the choir. But when the music choir mistress realised that I was making everyone sound off key, I was banned from actually opening my mouth and producing any kind of noise. So yeah, so I was there, and I used to have my piano and music lessons, and you know, I'd do okay the playing part, and then it would come to the reproduce these few notes by voice, and I would get sort of 2 out of 20 marks, and I think that was just because I'd opened my mouth and uttered a sound. So the next thing here, so we've got our little cluster of 3 leaves. So just take the tip end and just snap the tip end a little bit. So you're kind of relaxing the latex a little bit, and then put a twist in the balloon here. And if you press down here,
Yay.
that will give you a little poodle turn. Okay, so we can now take our orange balloon and grab hold of the raisins somewhere at the top end, give it a twist, and what you can do, you can then wrap these leaves directly around that raisin.
Yeah.
And just connect the leaves. Okay, so we've got a little pumpkin head, which we can now attach
Oh, look at that.
to our display. Okay, so as a basic display, you could leave it at this.
Yeah.
But there are a few little extra things that we can do just to jazz it up a little bit. So, just taking a red 160. Softening it. And then I'm just going to make a little 1 or 2 finger bubble, and then another loop of 2 or 3 fingers, 3 fingers maybe, and then make another loop to match this one. About 3 fingers. Okay, and then we can cut this off here. And then tie. Okay, now if you want, what I would suggest is actually just taking that little end through just to secure those loops a little bit. Now if you aren't comfortable making pinch twists, what you can do is just cut off the little nozzle here just to tidy it up. But what I'm going to do is make a pinch twist here just by grabbing hold of that knot and nozzle, pulling up that little bubble and twisting round. Okay?
Okay.
And that's just made a little bow for our vampire. So we can just pull this into the neck with that little end that we've hung on to and just wrap it in. Okay. So what you probably will want to do is to make this sit comfortably is just take the two black loops and just pull them back slightly.
Yeah. Okay,
and then that's going to make that sit nicely at the front. Next we can take a black 160. We're not going to use all of this, so we don't need to inflate it all. And then wrap the end into the shoulders here. This is easier to do when it's sitting on a table.
You're full of excuses, Melanie, full of excuses.
I am. I just dislodged my bow. Got my bow back. Okay, so we're just going to give our vampire a little cowl. You know, the cowl of his, or the collar of his cape.
Yeah.
So at this stage, all we need to do is just a loose loop, but you want that bubble to be quite soft. So we're just going to loosely loop that around and then just wrap it into the back here. And then we can cut off the end here. And let that down, and tie a knot, and just wrap the ends around. Okay. And then we just want to get hold of this either side and just massage either side, and that will just square off
very nice.
that balloon.
I like that. Very cute.
Okay. Cute vampire. Okay, so now for the skeleton. I've got a white 160 here. And again, we're not going to use all of it. So just a small bubble here. And then a little loop, and then just take hold of that knot and nozzle, pull the bubble up and pinch twist, and then pass that knot and nozzle through the centre. Okay, give your balloon a little bit of squeeze, and then decide how long you want the arms of your skeleton to be. So I'm going about that sort of length. So I'm roughly going to double that up. And then make another 1 to 2 finger bubble. Just fold the balloons in half and pinch twist that. And then make a small loop that approximately matches this one. Wrap that around. You can cut off the end. And just tie that in a knot. And then trim off the messy bit at the end. And then split the arms half. You might want to sort of give a bit of shaping. And then what I like to do is pass these through the body. And then just pull them up into the neck. And I do that this way because if you pull the arms into the neck, it kind of throws the shoulders out and the head out. So actually much better if you can go through the centre of the body.
Cool.
So there's our sculpture, and there are various things that you can do. We've got some spiders, which I believe you stock.
I believe we do. Packs of 28, which is a very interesting number.
And I'm just using a balloon sticky dot just on the underside of the spider's body.
I think people are doing a lot more for Halloween now, aren't they, than they used to?
I think they are. I love it. I just always get so inspired and kind of have, idea overload around Halloween time. You can just stick the spider on.
Yeah.
And then just arrange your characters in the display.
We've got some spider webby stuff that's like cotton wool stretched out. And I guess you could put some of that on there as well, couldn't you?
That would be great to incorporate. It would make a nice kind of backdrop to these three characters. So yes, I can see that working really well.
Yeah, cool. So Melanie, as you know, as a guest on BMTV, you get to ask everybody the question of the week. So do you have one of those prepared for us? A Halloweeny one, maybe?
I do. It's sort of Halloween-y one. Halloween is a season that really inspires me. I don't quite know why, but I think it's just the craziness of it all. There are kind of no limits, no boundaries. So I'm interested to know from your audience which season, which festivity, which celebration inspires them the most creatively.
Love it. So leave your comments down below, please. Which season, which event inspires you the most? Leave your comments, as I say, down below on Facebook and on YouTube. Melanie, thank you so much for that. That was great fun. And thank you everybody out there for watching. Thank you for subscribing. If you've not subscribed, please do. And hit the little bell icon, and that way you'll be notified every single time we upload a new video. And whilst you're there, check us out on Instagram as well. Stay safe, stay happy. Look forward to seeing you again next week. Bye.